Welcome back to the Hillbilly RV channel on an absolutely gorgeous fall day here in West Virginia. The leaves are turning, the leaves are falling, the temperatures are about to fall, not today. Furnaces are falling, everything's falling. Working on another furnace today. She is a Suburban. She is an SF35 FQZR5716. No, just joking. I'll show you the model number here in a minute. Another bad fan motor. Seems to be a rash of those this year too. And the thing about it is, this furnace is still under warranty. It is purchase date on it's just a little over a year ago, and I think they were in a warm climate last winter, and so they didn't hardly even use a furnace. When fired up this year, no bueno. Let me show you what we found. So this is a really good example of the last one I did that I didn't really get to show you. Let me show you what this one's doing. All right, let me hook the 12 volt up to it. We've already got the two thermostat wire. We've already got the two thermostat wires together. All right, we heard it click. Fan doesn't move. I reach in here. Take the power off. Now, did you notice it spins freely? And yes, if you're being observant, you'll notice one of the fans is rubbing on something, probably a bee's nest. But that's not our issue. It's not getting stopped by a bee's nest, because even after you cut it off, it continues to spin. So it's spinning freely. That motor just is junk. So I got a new motor. Let me get that for you. There is the part number. Let's get that thing in here on the blue box. Let's start switcherooing the motor. Now this is one of those new Suburban water heater. Good grief. This is one of those new Suburban furnaces that snap together. Has few or no screws. Snaps together. So that's always a little bit scary. Because it's all plastic. So let's get started. I told you I'd show you that model number, but I'm just going to point to it and tell you it's a SF35 VHFQ. That's the model number. And like I say, she's all snapped together. So let's get some of this wiring unhooked from the board. Yeah, we have to get that unhooked. Oh, mercy. I don't understand some of these spade connectors. Sometimes you run across these spade connectors, whether it's in a furnace or whatever, that are like, it's like they're welded together, man. I mean, they don't even play. Now this switch down here, I'm gonna have to get the wires off of it. It's just a DOT switch, and it's just got two red wires. You can't really go wrong there. So let's just get those off. Just because we have to pull all this plastic off, and we need to have room to do that. Oh, and I should mention, this is the motor. The hot wire for the motor, right straight out of off the motor. And off camera, I actually hooked this straight to the power, and the fan did the exact same thing. So there's not a problem with the board. It's just a bad fan motor. But I did test that. Just hook my alligator clip right there, and same thing, no difference at all. Since this one is under warranty, we are going to leave that board because I just don't think the warranty I don't think Suburban's warranty is going to pay anybody if we just switcheroo the board and the board's actually still good. I would prefer to switch this board out for a Dinosaur because it has, you know, we've had a motor die. So, but since this one's under warranty, that's a non-issue. We can't put a Dinosaur board on it anyway because that would void the warranty. Blah, blah, blah. It never ends. Let me flip this thing up and look at it here. Looks like we do have one screw, two screws. I'll show you where they're at. They're right here in the center. There's one up here. Oh, let me get y'all in frame. They're in the center. There's one up here and one underneath. So let's get this one out. And the one underneath. And that's the only two screws that holds all this cover together. Because like I say, it snaps together. All right, let's see if we can figure these snaps out. I did one of these last winter, and I haven't ran across one since, which is fine by me. I believe that this is the way the snaps worked. I think. Maybe going that way. I don't remember. I don't want to break them. Ah, there we are. Just very gently prying on those with my knife. So, you know that since I'm doing it with a knife, I'm not going crazy because I don't want to bend my knife blade. All right, got the ones on the bottom. Let's see if we can get the ones on the top. There might be one down here on this end, I'm not sure. Whew, it's always scary when it makes that noise. Let's see. Let me flip it over. I think there might be one on the very end. Oh, there's a couple more, actually. Or at least one more. Let's see here. Must be another one down here. Something rolling around in this. Ah, there's one way up here. That should be the last one, I think. Huh. Loose screw. That's what was rolling around, I think, maybe. Might be more than one thing rolling around. Let's see. Let's see if we can get that motor out there yet. Let me turn this thing up on its end where I can see what I'm doing. Snip this wire tie here. Yeah, that's got our motor wire under it. I'm just gonna pull that motor wire out, leave those, because that's our two. Tell you what, I'm gonna go get a zip tie and put on these, because these are these wires that go to this DOT switch. You might ask yourself, why do I call this a DOT switch? As far as I know, that's what it's called. And I'm assuming here, you know what happens when we assume. I'm assuming if this furnace was installed with an outside door, this switch would be accessible if you take the 6 to 10 screws out of that outside door. Then you would have access to this switch, which cuts the gas valve off on this furnace. That's all it does. It just cuts the gas valve off. You know, I mean, I'd have to assume it's Uncle Sam looking out for us again. You know, if there's a fire, the firemen are going to get out their drill with their square bit, and they're going to go and they're going to take them 6 to 10 screws out of that door, take the door off, and turn that switch off. I have no idea. That's just, it's so stupid. But there again, it's probably Uncle Sam just looking out for us when we don't really need looking out for. I mean, good grief. And I just don't understand that one at all. We've got a ground wire for the motor that we need to get off here. It's going to come around here to this ground block right here. I do believe, let me check. Yes, that is our motor ground. Let's get that off here. Snake that back through here. Okay, so there's our motor negative, which you just watched me unhook. Oh, y'all, where y'all looking? Y'all try and pay attention here and keep up, okay? Unplug that ground wire right there. There it is. There's the motor ground and hot wire. The hot wire goes to the board, the ground goes to here. I think we got another wire that we need to get off of the cell switch. This is coming from our high limit switch, or going to our high limit switch, I should say. The cell switch is the first line of defense in the safety department for a furnace. Okay, now that should allow me to remove this. And then this motor should be able to lay that right there, and this motor should just pop right up out of this cover. Watch it. Okay. Put the wire through that hole. Boom. Motor. Scoot the furnace back out of the way a little bit. Whew. About got took out by a leaf. The leaves are really falling here. All right. We have set screws in both these fans. Boy, y'all, where y'all looking? Why can't y'all keep up today? Are y'all all right out there? Have y'all not had your coffee today? Get some coffee. We got work to do. I'm gonna go get Allen wrenches. Probably gonna be metric. Bet you. I'm gonna get both. I'm gonna get SAE and American. SAE and metric. Because I bet you $1 or both of those set screws are gonna be metric. Now would be a really good time to get our motor out and make sure that it looks correct. If it ain't, it's awful darn close. I'm going to go ahead and stick this little foam gasket to this motor. Because the last one I did, I actually forgot to pull the paper off of that one and stick it to the motor. I mean, it was okay. But it would have made it a little bit easier to assemble had I taken the paper off and actually stuck this to it. It goes on this end. So we're going to just put it right on here. Get y'all up there where y'all can see, finally. Something new I'm trying. Self-adhesives right to the motor. All right, let's see now if our little fan, now this is our combustion wheel. And it is sticking, the shaft sticking out. All right, there y'all are. Where y'all looking again? The shaft sticking out, I don't know, about a 1/4 inch. We're gonna go straight to the metric because I just got this funny feeling. Let's see. What'd I tell you? I had a feeling. Break it loose. All right, loosen that up. Pull that off of there, because this is a brand new furnace, so it comes apart very well. D-shaped shaft, D-shaped hole. Let's get her set up there about a 1/4 inch sticking through. Why? Because that's how it was just now. That's why. Snug that up a little bit. I tell you what, I'm so confident. We're just actually going to do the final snug on that one. Now, let's see if this one is metric or whether it's going to be standard. Now, you might ask yourself, now how did he know that one of them was going to be metric and one was going to be standard? I don't know. I've run across this before. I mean, stuff like that just blows my mind. How you can mix and match hardware like that. Now this one is also sticking through about maybe a smidge more. Ooh, that don't fit very good either. Maybe it is metric. Sure didn't feel like it fit very well. Oh, okay, it's metric. My bad. I wished it fit a little bit better, but it is what it is. It broke loose. This one is probably sticking through about 3/8 of an inch. Let's get that loosened up. Pull that fan off. Stick it on. Now I got my metric and my standard Allen wrenches mixed up down here. Spin them. Just rub it on the wires. Not bad. Still rub it on the wires. My worst. Is that what it is? My bad, my worst? Well, crap. Really? Okay. I think that is going to be real close. We'll know here in just a minute. I am in the shop today, so I am going to take this assembly over there right now. That is the standard, I do believe. Told you I got them mixed up. I can snuggeroo that up real good. Now, as I was saying before I interrupted myself, I'm in the shop today, so I am going to use compressed air and blow these both these fans out a little bit. They are a little dusty. Maybe these people will use this furnace a little more than they let on. I don't know. They're pretty dusty. Probably ain't gonna blow much off of them, but I'm gonna blow them anyway. Be right back. Y'all can go get that coffee we talked about now, and I'll be right back. I got those blowed off just like I thought. Nothing, hardly anything come off of them. It's dust. I mean, just really fine dust. It's not like it's covered in pet hair or anything like that. Let me get this scooched around so I can see what I'm doing. Let's get the wires run through this hole where they need to run. Get the motor turned the correct way. Get those two little rubber pads that are on that motor turn the right direction. Get them lined up with that slot in the plastic. Kind of push that motor down in there. Boom. Spin it. Now let's get her stuck down in here. Without getting any wires pinched, like these ones. Okay. Make sure there's nothing under that cover before we start pushing down on it. Okay, the motor looks good. That's where it belongs. Now, we start pushing down on this to snap it back up. Did any of y'all old enough to, well, I know some of you are. Who's old enough to remember the snap together models that we used to put together back in the day? Because maybe your mommy didn't let you have glue. I had both. I had snap together and glue together models. You know, the normal kid stuff. Cars, hot rods, airplanes, the likes. Who didn't like, oh, whatever's rolling around in that is rolling around in the combustion chamber now. We might dump that up here in a minute. See if we can figure out what that is. Sounds like another screw almost. Speaking of screws, we got our 2 screws in. We're all snapped together. Now we have to get all of our wiring put back together. We've got to get, here's that wire that goes between the cell switch and the high limit switch. And then our ground wire for our motor goes through that same hole around by the gas valve where you can't see right now, where I can't get it right now. I will though. I will get it. Bring that around back. I'll show you here in just a second. Bear with me, folks. All right, there's that ground wire. I can get a hold of it here. It goes right back on that ground bus bar, I guess you'd probably call it. All right, here's our wires that go from the furnace to the camper. All right, let's layer back down. Here is our motor wire that goes over here to the board, to the motor terminal. And here is our igniter wire. It goes through this slot around town and over here to the motor. It clips under these little holder thingies right here. Well, let me, I don't like to have that stuff tangled up. Okay, get those arranged like they should be. Boy, that wire's short. Holy moly. Wow, okay. Talk about this wire that goes from the cell switch over to the board. That sucker's short. Oh, I see. I see. Here. It needs to run underneath because we need to be able to plug our DOT switch back up. There we go. Now she's not so tight. Yes, now we can plug our DOT switch back in. Make sure it's on so when we go to test the furnace, we don't get freaked out when it don't work. Awesome. We can put another zip tie right there, and that replaces the zip ties that we took off. That wire's still short, man. Oh, that's the motor wire. Okay. Still a little on the short side. Now they don't put no extra wire in these things. Snip our tails off because people will go crazy. Snip them tails off. Let me dump this thing up here and see what might fall out of it or what might not fall out of it. Aha, there it was. What was it? Where'd it go? Aha, look here. It's another screw, exactly like the one we found here. So you know what those are, I bet you? I bet you those are screws from this, where they screw this burner assembly to the firebox. And I bet you they dropped these screws, 2 of them screws in there when they were building this thing. Cause we know more to have a rattle. All right. Let me get this thing set up on the back of the truck. Let's test-a-roo it. Somebody commented on one of my recent furnace videos. They wanted to see my setup here. So I'm going to try and show you. I mean, it's 12 volt power and ground and a 20 pound propane bottle hid in a compartment on the other side of the truck. But, you know, I try my best to take care of you people. So somebody wants to see this setup, well, heck, I'm gonna show you. Here's the propane hose that goes to the bottle. I'll show you the bottle here in a minute. We just take the plug off. I put that plug on there just to keep critters out. And we just hook this to the furnace. Okay, just like that. Ooh, sorry, I kicked you. Boy, I've been kicking y'all a lot lately. I'm sorry, I don't mean to. All right, this propane bottle is hooked to that hose with a regulator. This propane bottle over here, that one over there is the bottle that I use when somebody calls me and they go, hey, my whatever ain't working, furnace, water here, whatever. And I go there and I go in to light the cooktop, just to make sure we got gas, make sure we don't have air in the lines. And guess what, it won't light. I go out and check, their propane bottle's empty. So I carry a spare, so I can stick a propane bottle on there, test the stuff and go, hey, look, it works perfect. But you gotta have fuel. So that's what that other bottle's for. Any of you other mobile guys ever run across that one? I've run across it way too many times. You gotta have fuel if you want something to burn. That's a crazy spit thing. Did y'all see that? Yeah, you gotta have fuel. Let's test. It's my favorite part. Are we heroes or zeros? You know it's a fine line, right? Between being a hero and a zero. I don't know. I like being a hero. Sometimes I'm a zero. All right, we've got our propane hooked up and on. The 2 blue wires, the 2 blue thermostat wires are already together. Now this over here is just a 12 volt connection from my vehicle batteries. Positive ground. All right, get those hooked up. Lay them up here somewhere where they won't touch or get against anything metal and ground out. Pop my fuse. Make our final connection here. See what happens. But it already sounds a lot better. Alrighty, I'm gonna let that burn for a few minutes and probably cut it off and light it another time or two. But yeah, fan motor was seriously bad. So right now she works perfect. Won't y'all work perfect? Get down in that comment section, leave me a comment, criticism, a concern, whatever floats your boat today. And this is Saturday, so I'm not gonna go fix another one. I'm gonna tinker around here in the garage. So y'all have fun, I'm gonna have fun. Y'all have a great day. Catch you next time.